welcome back to my YouTube channel and my co-host Simba, because he's being super needy today. Ever since I've gone back to work, every time I come home, he's just stuck to me. Like, look how happy he is right now. Look at you. Say hi, YouTube. Today's episode, I am going to talk about why I am not going to compete in the fitness fashion federations anymore, and then maybe the differences between them. So if you're not really sure on the difference between like bodybuilding federations and fitness fashion ones, then we can kind of go through that, and then it might help you if you want to compete at some point. So I thought we'd do a bit of an update on how prep is going. My calories dropped at the beginning of the week, and it's really weird because they've dropped by 200 calories and I still haven't felt hungry. Like, I'm still really satisfied with like all my meals, which is good because I was a little bit concerned that I was going to be so hungry at 15 weeks out, but we're good, hens, we're good. Yeah, so my calories dropped, my cardio stayed the same, my steps stayed the same. And today it is raining so badly outside and I'm only halfway through my steps, which is sad. So that treadmill that you can see behind, can you see it? It's next to the bike because I'm currently in my home gym, aka the spare room. Yeah, so I'm probably gonna have to do treadmill steps today, which is fine. The treadmill is literally like the best thing I've bought all year because it saved my life in lockdown when it was raining and I had to do steps. So Facebook Marketplace, if you want it like 5 times a day, you can get yourself a good bargain. So last year I competed with 3 different federations, like I've mentioned before. So I did PCA, NFM UK and Pure Elite. PCA and NFM UK are kind of similar, but not at the same time. So like NFM is almost like a hybrid between a fitness fashion federation and a bodybuilding federation. And then Pure Elite is very much just fitness fashion. I really enjoyed PCA and NFM UK. I did enjoy Pure Elite, but not as much as I enjoyed the other 2. So if I just talk about like the differences between the 2 styles of federations, just to make it kind of easier to understand, I guess. I'm still new to this YouTube life, so you know, trying to still get to grips with how to do videos. So a bodybuilding federation is very much like the judging is based on your physique. Yes, posing comes into it because if you can pose well, then that's the best way to showcase your physique. Whereas fitness fashion federations, it's kind of like half and half. They won't say that it's half and half, but it very much is. So like fitness fashion, it's like the posing is different for one. It's very much like catwalk posing, like modelly vibes. There's very little tensing of your muscles. So yeah, in comparison to like the bodybuilding, it's very much like arms out, tense as hard as you can, like that kind of thing. They don't really care as much if your transitions aren't fluid, whereas I think fitness fashion, you can really get marked down on it. So in terms of like bodybuilding federations, apart from Two Bros, most of the time you can literally pick a colour, like the colour of bikini you want, the vibe that you want. So it's normally just like fully crystallized, or if you haven't got full crystallized, then it's going to be like half, like not as close, like the gems not as close to each other, if you get what I mean. But yeah, so it doesn't really matter on what style you go for. It's just kind of like a generic competition bikini shape in the colour that you like, etc. Whereas the fitness fashion ones, they want your bikinis to be extra. Like, I'm talking like connectors that aren't just to connect your bikini top to your neck. Don't know if that makes sense. They're just going to be way more couture. I don't even know if that's the way you say that word, but we'll roll with it. But yeah, so they're going to be like, there's going to be bigger crystals, you're going to have like things coming off it. It just wants to be a lot more of like the wow factor, and like they like your bikini to really showcase your personality. Also, the main difference between the two is the physique differences. Now, in a fitness fashion federation, they very much want you to be lean, but to look healthy lean, which is difficult to achieve sometimes because they want your body to be lean and they don't want to see too much ab. They don't want to see striations. They don't want to see veins. And they don't want you to look too like poppy. But yeah, so, and then the bodybuilding, they want you to be shredded, like fatless. You want to see all your muscle, all that kind of thing. They want you to have abs. They want to see like the glute and hamstring tie-in. That just basically means like when the back of your leg is so lean, you can see where your glute meets your hamstring. So yeah, that's like the main differences between them. So yeah, I will not compete with Pure Elite or a fitness fashion federation again. And before I go into why, because I need a drink, I just need to talk about Lint, that's chocolate. Chocolate's on my mind. I haven't had my oats yet, so I'm thinking about chocolate. Lilt Zero, it's so good. Oh my God, like we found it last night and incredible. And apparently there's loads of like dupes in like Lidl and Aldi. But this was £1, so I'm like, Lilt is the one. It's my like diet drink of the week. Anyway, so why I'm not going to compete with a fitness federation, again, I found from my experience with Pure Elite that I just don't really fit what they're looking for. And like for me personally, I like to look super lean. I love the bodybuilding look. Like I want to see all my abs. I want to see like my shoulders, that kind of thing. So I much preferred the bodybuilding look, and I was placed higher in the bodybuilding federations than I was in the fitness fashion, which is fine. But another main reason is the judging feedback that I got was all over the place. I messaged 3 judges and I got different feedback from each of them. So I messaged one of them and she told me that she placed me first. And then I messaged another one and he told me he placed me second. And that I needed like my bikini to be more fitness fashion, which I totally get. Like it wasn't like out there like everybody else's, but fitness fashion bikinis, they cost an arm and a leg. And if you're not sure if you like to compete in that style of federation and it's your first ever show, who wants to spend like £600 on a bikini? It's a lot. So yeah, the judging was kind of all over the place. Like I just didn't really understand like what I actually needed to work on. But what I did learn from one of them was that I was too lean, and that I was more like the bodybuilder look, which I know. when I went into Purely, I actually knew. I was like, I'm not really fussed if I do well in this show because it's not the one I'm gunning for. Does that make sense? So yeah, so I think for that reason, like my physique just does not fit in that style of federation, and that's absolutely fine. Like it's like there's plenty of girls that look fab in that federation, but I'm just not one of them. And oh, another reason, I do not like the posing style. I am not like a model. I'm as much as like, yeah, you're getting on stage and you're posing and you're doing this, that and the other, to have to like play with my hair and like, I just don't even like the posing is like all about like almost like touching yourself. That sounds really weird, but like you can't just sort of be stood there posing and tensing like you would in a bodybuilding federation. So I didn't enjoy it. I didn't feel comfortable, and I think because I didn't feel comfortable, I didn't look confident. So that's my reasons why. And I just love the bodybuilding feds. Training's going well. I still have really good sleep, really good recovery. My meals are literally hench bowls of salad. Still got my oats in. I did buy a new PB Fit, which I'm gonna have to show you because, oh my God, it's a new diet hack, so I'm gonna go get it and I'll be back with you. So, my current diet hack that I found this week, I actually have a couple, so I'm gonna have to tell you them. PB and Me. Now, I rave on about PB Fit all the time, but this is less calories than PB Fit. Now, I've tried them both now, so I can give you a good review, but per 100 grams, PB Fit per 100 grams is 443 calories. What's this one called? PB and Me. That's so funny. It's such like a, you know, we're PB Fit, but we're a different brand. PB and Me is 369 calories per 100 grams. So that is, it's not 100, but it's like 80 calories less per 100 grams. So what it means, now this is the good thing, what it means is that instead of having 10 grams, which was what I was having with this, I can now have like 14 grams and it not be that much more calories, less calories. Postwoman's here, isn't she? So Simba's going mad. I tried this one yesterday, and now I won't lie, PB Fit is more peanut butter tasting, but this one is more like a creamier peanut taste. Do you know what I mean? I don't know if that makes sense, but it's like a creamier one. It's not as sweet, and I think that's because there's no sugar, but you know, it's really good still, and I'm still gonna have it because every calorie counts when you're on prep. Like if you can have a couple of grams more of PB and Me, whatever, then I'm gonna do it. And I had the chocolate one, and the chocolate one is so good. So good. That in oats with my dark chocolate, which is still in, thank the Lord, is really, really good. So they are my diet hack of the week. I also got another thing, which I'm gonna go and get again. Cinnamon. Now, I saw this a while ago. Someone on Instagram was talking about like sweet cinnamon. And I thought, what is this? Is it just cinnamon with like sugar in? But there are like 2, maybe 3 different types of cinnamon. And if you get the one called Ceylon, Ceylon, cinnamon powder, this is the sweet one. It's still cinnamon, but like the generic ones you buy in the supermarket, like, you know, the little jars, they're made with the other one that's like more bitter. So this one is actually sweeter. So that has been going in my pudding oats. So yeah, it's really good. Would recommend. Got it off Amazon. But if you like cinnamon and you've got a sweet tooth and you want more sweet, go for Ceylon cinnamon powder. It was £5, but I mean it's 100 grams, so it's not much. But how much cinnamon do you really use? Like it's like a teaspoon every time you have it, right? So that's those. I did get a couple of other things this week. This is now becoming like my diet hack haul, but you know, we'll just roll with it. And I'll show you the other things I got. Back to the haul, because that's now what this is, as well as talking about fitness, fashion, federations. I've got 2 new flavour drops, marzipan and chocolate peanut butter. The marzipan smells insane. I cannot wait to try this. I like want to put it in my oats, but I don't know if marzipan goes with chocolate and peanut butter powder. And it sounds a bit strange, doesn't it? So I'm not sure about that. I might have to put it in like oats later on. But I'm all for like weird combos at the moment. Like I think I'm getting to that stage where like everything tastes nice again. So that's fine. But I got those. And then I got some clear vegan protein from My Protein. I got apple and elderflower and blackcurrant. Now these I think are going to be a really good like summer hack, because what I'm going to do, I haven't tried it yet so I don't know if it works, so you know, don't hold me to it, but what I'm going to do is put them in the blender with water and loads of ice and then make like a slushy, but like a huge one. So I've got loads of liquids, and like, you know, the more liquid you drink, the less hungry you're gonna be, because your body's full with liquid. That's literally what I do at the moment. Like, am I hungry yet? I'm not sure. I'm just gonna drink like 2 litres of water and then decide if I'm hungry after. That and my massive mugs for my hot chocolate. But yeah, they are my current diet hacks. So, I'm going to make my pudding oats that I always have after my dinner in the evening now, my big voluminous ones, so you can see how to make them, and then maybe you can make them too. Now what I've done is I've got a bowl as big as my head and I'm going to be doing it in here because it's glass, then you can see just how much I've actually got. So what you're going to do first, that was really loud actually, wasn't it? You need to make sure that you have organic oats. Now in this prep, I have become such a like oat snob, and it's not like that they need to be a particular brand or whatever, but they just need to be organic because they go creamier. I've had like the other instant ones, and when they're not organic, they're just not as thick and they're not as creamy. So that's why. Don't know why it's that way, but I just like organic oats. So I'm going to do it with 30 grams. So 30 grams, and then I've got a 500 milliliter of water. Oh, I just bit my gum, my lip, my cheek, bit my cheek. So I'm going to do it with a 500 milliliter water, so you can see how much water I use. So I'm just going to whack a load in now, and you want to put like more than you need. So I'll show you after. I've put in like 180 ml. But see how it's like just over like the oats. So I'm going to put it in the microwave now for 45 seconds, and then we'll see what the consistency looks like. This is what it looks like after 45 seconds. It's cooked a little bit, started to get a little bit thicker. So all you're going to do is mix it, stir it a bit more. We're going to add more water. And then this time, I'm going to put it in for a minute. It depends on your microwave. Like if you've got a really strong, like powerful microwave, you might put it for less. But I don't do more than a minute at a time, because I want to make sure it's not overcooking and that it's not overspilling. So if you haven't got a massive bowl like this, just be careful, because you don't want it to spill over, so just constantly check on it. I promise I'm not dribbling down my hoodie, but I just had a drink and I spilled it all down me. I'm so clumsy. Anyway, so this is after 3 intervals of 45 seconds. You can see that it's thicker. It's kind of like oats would usually be when you cook them for like, normally I guess. But this is volume oats, and that's not enough, so more water. So we're going to repeat the same process. Now sometimes it does take a while, but like, do you want lots of oats, or do you want just a measly 30 gram portion that's like not going to do anything, whereas this is really going to hit the spot. So I'm going to add more water. See, I've nearly used my whole 500 ml. And we're going to put it back in another 45 seconds, probably 2 or 3 times, and then I will show you what it looks like again. This is it after 5 or 6 blitz in the microwave. Now this bowl is massive, like look at it compared to my head, it's so big. But this is like a lot of oats, like loads. Like it's gonna keep you full. Now the consistency is obviously less thick, but you could keep going and going and going. It's so steamy. You could keep going and going and going until it gets really thick. It will never be like stodged, do you know what I mean? It will never be like, you know, when you see those oats where they look like there's barely any water. It won't be like that because you're trying to make it more voluminous, you know. But we're gonna try it with the marzipan. We're gonna see if it tastes good, and then you'll know whether to go and buy the marzipan flavor drops from My Protein. So I've done 1 vial. It's really strange because it's like yellow. Oh, it smells divine. Oh my god, it literally smells like Battenberg. Battenberg is the one with marzipan, isn't it? I'm sure it is. Now I've got like an asbestos tongue, like I love everything really hot, like drinks, food, it has to be boiling hot. So I'm hoping this doesn't burn my tongue because I do that all the time. Marzipan is a win. It actually tastes like marzipan. It's got that sweet, you know, flavour to it. So, if you want a big bowl of oats, that is my hack. And then obviously you eat it with a baby spoon because it takes you 10 times longer and you will be fuller the slower you eat. And then I've also got my Ride or Die Skinny Food maple syrup. It is banging. Battenberg and maple syrup might not sound good to you, but pretty good to me. So finished product. Mmm. Yum, yum, yum. So I'm going to wrap the video up there. I'm going to have my last meal of the day, my yummy, voluminous oats. I hope you've enjoyed the video. Please, if you haven't already, like the video and subscribe to my channel, and I will see you in the next video.